Hi everybody, thank you so much for coming today. Looks like we've been together for about 4 weeks, and I know that some of you are mandated to be here, others are here by choice, and I really just appreciate you guys all being here and coming together again. I know that talking about our substance abuse issues aren't always the easiest thing to do, and I did want to just reiterate that I just recently got this dog for my epilepsy, and if he does get up, please do not pay any attention to him, as he is not supposed to be pet or anything by anybody else. And then with that being said, I kind of just want to go over some of our norms that we've been talking about. I think it's a good idea to just establish them every group. So can somebody give me a norm that we have in this group?
Confidentiality.
Okay, what does that look like?
What's said in the group stays in the group.
Perfect. Thank you, Katie. Anyone else?
Mutual sharing.
Okay.
Just like we all have the right to speak if we want to.
Yeah. Perfect, Nicolette. Thank you. Lena, what about you?
Respect. Like we should say things that are like respectful and kind to everyone in the group.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. Thank you. And then the other one, I'll just go ahead and take this one, and it's safety. Just means that we are safe for ourselves and we are safe to others in the group. And going off the ground rules, I just wanted to also mention that in this group, we are to be sober during group. And I just want to kind of do a mental check, make sure everybody has not engaged in any alcohol or drugs before this meeting. And I can just take a verbal response.
Unfortunately, I am sober right now.
Okay. Well, I think that's a good way to be. Okay, you're good?
I'm good.
Okay. So let's start with homework from last week. And if you guys recall, our homework assignment was to actually make a list of the pros to doing drugs and the cons to doing drugs. So why don't you guys share a little bit about what that list looked like and what was your takeaways from it?
Well, pros of doing drugs when, I wasn't a recovering addict. So pros would be, the high was so great. I lived my life to the freest. I didn't really care.
Sure.
I had no stress on me because I was always on my drugs.
Yeah.
The cons were, it caused a step in our relationship, a step in the wrong direction with my relationship with my husband and my other family, and that's just not really where I wanted to be when he, threatened to divorce me if I didn't change. So the pros of, not being on drugs currently, my relationship took multiple steps in the right direction with my husband, my family, and everything. And I don't really see any cons of not being on drugs.
Okay. And how many days sober are you?
150.
Oh my gosh, that is absolutely fantastic. I am so excited for you. Can you give her a round of applause? 150 days? That is awesome. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Nicolette, do you want to share about your homework assignment?
Yeah, I guess. So like the pros of doing drugs. I mean, for me, I just smoke pot. So that was just like stress relief,
Okay.
kind of.
Mhm.
It just kind of helped me mellow out at the end of the day. I didn't ever do it like during the day with, work and my family and stuff. But at the end of the day, it was just like really good stress relief. And then the cons is, kind of what I'm going through right now with just my husband and daughter and stuff.
Would you mind elaborating a little bit about what's going on with your husband and daughter?
So just, my husband threatened to, get a divorce and
Okay.
take my daughter away, and I lost my job, and that was kind of like his last straw with, like I said, I don't do it during the day while at work, but we had a random drug screen, and it showed up on my drug screen, and so that was,
And here we are.
yeah, so.
Okay. How are you feeling right now?
I'm like a little down in the dumps, kind of feel like, I don't know.
Okay. So, on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being, super devastated, can't really go on with my life, and a 10 being a highlight of your life, you're feeling very good, you're energized, you're feeling great, where would down in the dumps be? What number does that look like?
I mean, I don't feel like I can't go on with my life. I don't have that kind of feeling. I just probably like a 3 or a 4.
And where do you want to see yourself?
I mean, I
Like
feel
what
like
number?
a 10 is perfect.
Sure.
And nobody's perfect
Okay.
in that aspect. You know, there's always ups and downs, but like a 8
Okay.
is, you know,
What does an 8 look like?
just, you know, I feel like an 8 is my sobriety. You know, I've been sober or not smoking for like a month, just a little over a
Hey,
month.
That's great.
So
To start.
I mean, that is 30 days, you know? I mean, like a month sounds like, oh, it's just been a month. But that's 30 days.
well, that's what my husband keeps, you know,
that is retraining your brain.
I
That is
keep
amazing.
saying that, like, you know, I've been sober for a month, like I'm
Yeah.
trying, and he's just not as accepting. He just thinks, you know, a month is a month and whatever. So, just, but, yeah, I don't know. Just
Keep on
having my
trudging.
family back and kind of my life back in order.
Sure. Well, I really appreciate you sharing, and I think that you are off to a wonderful start. And glad every day is a challenge, and we just take one day at a time. But I really want to know. I really want to know how you're doing
Like with my homework.
with your homework, with life.
Yeah, so the homework was to make a list of all the pros and all the cons of drug use, and like I really can't relate to you guys because for me, my pro list was so long. Doing drugs and alcohol makes me feel good.
Mm-hmm.
It makes me forget about my problems. It helps me relax. It's how I hang out with my friends. Like almost all of the good things right now about my life are tied to my alcohol and drug use. Like if I need to go to class and I'm feeling tired, I can just take some uppers. If I want to relax, I can just smoke some weed, and then also drink some alcohol and have some fun. And then like the cons list is just like my boyfriend doesn't like it, which is why I'm here. Because my boyfriend says that he wants me to stop, which it's something we can figure out, you know. But like, so that's my pros and cons list. So I don't know. I just agree because I don't really see the problem with it. I just think there's a lot of great things about it.
I feel like she shouldn't even be here.
Agreed.
Like she doesn't want to get sober.
Okay, well, hang on. Remember that we are an open and a closed group. So, I mean, some of us are here by choice, but some of us are mandated right now. And do you mind if I shared a little bit about your backstory and outside of?
Sure, go for it. I'm an open book.
Okay. So we are mandated by the court for her to be here. And you know what? I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're here. I know you're not. And I hope that we can explore those feelings a little bit. But I think that, correct me if I'm wrong, but I have a little bit of a hunch, but I think that you deep down really do care about your relationship with your boyfriend.
Oh yeah, I love my
Okay.
boyfriend's like the most important thing in my life. We've been dating for like a year, and like we're dedicated to each other. So like that's why I'm not really nervous
Okay.
about what's gonna happen. Like I know we're gonna be fine no matter what.
So do
You
you
know?
think that we can explore a little bit about the conversations that you have with your boyfriend when he finds out that you're doing drugs? Like, what does that look like?
Well, I usually don't tell him like up front. So like he'll ask where I've been, and I'm like, oh, I've been out with friends. So, like it's like implied, but like I don't usually like straight up tell him. If he like pushes, I'll tell him. But usually I'll be like, oh, like I was out with friends. You know,
So your relationship doesn't have any trust.
Yes, it does because I tell him exactly where I was.
Okay, so you're lying to him though.
No,
If you're
he
not
says-
telling him the full
Okay,
story,
hang on 1
you're
second.
lying.
One second. Hey, we want to stop right here. Remember our norms and our ground rules, guys. Okay, we have equal sharing and we have respect. Sounds like it's getting a little out of hand. And Katie, I appreciate that you had these feelings, and I think that they should be addressed. So do you think that we can reword how you're feeling towards her relationship with her boyfriend in a different way?
Sure, I can try.
Okay.
So I believe that if you're not telling him the full story of where you are and what you're doing, you're lying to him. Therefore, your relationship would have no trust and honesty.
How does that make you feel?
That honestly makes me feel attacked. Our relationship has a lot of trust and a lot of honesty. Like, you don't know what I've been through, and you don't know our relationship.
But you just said you don't tell him everything. That's lying.
He asks where I was, and I tell him where I was, and that implies that I was doing things, and he understands, and he doesn't like that.
Okay, Nicolette, you seem like you want to say something.
Well, I just, I feel like I said before, that, I know you're happy she's here, but, we're trying to get sober, and she's only sober to come to the meetings. Like any other time, she's popping pills like they're Skittles.
Yes.
And, that's not the point of this.
Mm-hmm.
We are trying, she is not. So it's really frustrating.
Sure. So
Like, she doesn't understand
I
that
don't think it's
what
fair of
can
you
happen in
to
your life.
assume that I'm not trying. Like, I care about my relationship with my boyfriend. It's just hard. I don't know what it's like
When she
to
said,
not. Like,
hang on, let her finish, please. Okay. So we have some tension in the group, and I think that the big divide right now is that you guys have experienced a lot of these cons of doing drugs, and unfortunately, actually, that you haven't. So, do you guys think that you can shed some insight about what some serious consequences are of doing drugs? Do you think we can go around and just kind of talk about, some of the really bad things that happen when we do drugs?
Well, me and Nicolette have both had our husbands threaten divorce if we don't change. So, how do you know your boyfriend won't break up with you the next time you do drugs?
well, like, I just know he won't. We're so committed to each other. Like, it will all be fine. It'll all be okay. It'll all work out.
he sent you here, he made it so you have to come here. Like,
Right.
if-
I'm here.
Right. So if you think he doesn't take your drug abuse seriously, how do you say that?
And marriage is the utmost commitment. If our husbands were threatening us with divorce, your boyfriend can break up with you like that.
Okay,
Well, he wouldn't.
okay, now hang on. So we have, they're trying to explain to you just how bad relationships can get and what happens, and I know that you feel like you're in a very committed relationship, and nobody is doubting that. And so I want to make that clear. And I think that outside of relationships, what are some other cons we have? I'm happy to say one: the law. Okay, there are a lot of problems we can have with the law if we decide to do drugs.
Not to mention health issues. You said you're popping uppers and downers and drinking and all this stuff. That takes a serious toll on your health.
Well, when you take it, it affects your body, but it's not that bad to smoke and drink and like those things are it's all kind of bad, but it's not bad.
No, actually, alcohol is a depressant, so that's gonna lower your mood. Weed and uppers are stimulants, and that's gonna up your mood. And when you take them together, it can have serious effects on your whole body, where it can cause shutdowns of your organs.
And I can actually give you.
Wait, what?
Yeah, well, and you know what? The group makes a really good point, Leah. And I have some literature that I could give you. If there's just, if you want to have more information about, your uppers and your downers and what they do to your body, especially when you take them together.
Yeah, I guess everyone I've always talked to has always said that it's totally fine. So I guess I didn't realize that it could be bad for your body. Everyone's always said it's fine. So I guess now I'm kind of getting nervous. I guess I didn't realize it was that bad for my health.
Okay, well, and you know what? And I really appreciate that you are taking what the group has to say into context.
Yeah.
I think that's a huge revelation for you. And I do kind of want to go back to your boyfriend and how you had mentioned that him breaking up with you just won't happen. Can you elaborate a little bit more on that?
We're going to be together forever.
Okay.
We're committed. So, I know that I'm struggling with my partying and my alcohol and substance dependence.
Okay.
But, he has grace, So, I feel like even if I keep messing up just a little bit, it'll be fine.
Yeah, but for how long?
I mean,
How long do you think he's gonna I mean, he's already come to the point. I don't doubt that he's committed, but he's already come to the point that you're here because he's fed up.
Mm-hmm.
So how long do you think it's gonna go past that?
I mean, hopefully forever.
You're gonna use drugs forever?
No, I mean, I'm just saying that, like, even if I mess up a bunch in the future, he'll still be patient.
I mean, we thought our husbands would be patient too until they gave us the divorce papers already signed in my case.
And my husband used to smoke with me, and then, you know, now I'm in this situation.
So, I would like to try something. And it's actually going to take participation of all of you. I would like to do a role play, and you play yourself. And Katie, if you don't mind, would you like to play her boyfriend?
Sure.
Okay, and then Nicolette, if you could observe with me, that would be awesome, and we can kind of like just see what kind of takeaways we can get. And how does a role play sound to you?
I guess that sounds fine.
Okay, I want you to play yourself, and I want Katie to play your boyfriend, and just to play that situation of a possible breakup, just to see like what it feels like. And if you don't mind, but can you share some information about what your boyfriend sounds like, looks like, how he would act in this situation, so Katie can get a good idea about like who he is.
My boyfriend's super kind and sweet and nice and patient, and he's always super polite to everyone.
Okay.
But like he's also really firm and like he's like confident in what he says, and he like doesn't back down. So yeah, he's so sweet. He's so nice to me. But yeah,
Okay.
that's that.
How does that sound?
That sounds good.
Okay, so why don't we start the scenario with you telling him that you have made another mistake.
I mean, I don't know if I'd call it a mistake, but okay.
Okay.
Hey, hun, I'm back. I was just out with some friends, but I'm ready for dinner tonight.
What friends were you out with?
Oh, I was out with like Lucy and Selena and Joshua and all of them, you know.
What'd you guys do?
We hung out at Lucy's house.
What'd you guys do at Lucy's house?
We watched some movies, hung out.
Did you do anything else besides watching movies?
What do you mean?
I mean, I think you know what I mean. Did you do any drugs while you were out with Lucy and everybody else?
I mean, yeah, we like drank a little bit and we like took some pills.
You know how I feel about that and how I've asked you to stop multiple times.
I know, but like I was safe this time. Like we didn't leave her house. We did it like in her house. So like I was being careful, you know, like I wasn't like out running around the streets.
Okay, but you being safe, you know, doesn't really matter to me. I've asked you multiple times to quit because I don't like it.
But like it's fine. Like it's okay. Like it's all right. Like I can work. I can try.
It's not all right, and
future.
obviously you don't get how I'm feeling about all of this, so we're not going out for dinner tonight, and we are done. We're gonna break up.
Wait, what do you mean? Like I can work on this.
I mean, I've asked you multiple times to quit because I don't like it. Your family doesn't like it. So until you can change your actions and I can see that, we're broken up. There's no more us.
I don't want to do the role play anymore.
Okay, and that's okay. For what it's worth, if you don't mind, do you think that Nicolette and I can give you some feedback?
Sure.
Okay. Nicolette, do you have any takeaways about how this all played out?
I mean, like I don't know her boyfriend, but I feel like, you know, if she doesn't take this seriously, that this is her, you know, maybe not that exact scenario, but it's like her foreseen future, and I don't want that for you. I care about all the members of this group, and I know that you care about your relationship, but you should care, you know, about yourself in your relationship too. And I just, you know, I feel like you took it seriously, and the fact, you know, when Katie played that he was gonna break up with you, but so I hope that kind of helped.
Yeah, I guess it's just like he like says he would maybe break up with me, but I guess I always just thought it would be okay. But like to actually like come face to face with the reality that like there might come a point where it's like not okay.
Yeah.
Kind of like shook me. So I think I'm definitely gonna like make more of an effort, and I maybe need to sit down and talk with him about like how I can work on this. Because I guess it was just not something I had like actually like faced before.
I think I'm really proud of you. I think you made a lot of progress. Just doing this role play, I can see a complete change of attitude and change of heart. And I just hope you know that we're all here for you. We're here to help you through this.
You know, the first, month, 2 months, even 3 months, it's hard. You see the temptations out on the street. You see, advertisements for beer on the TV all the time. You're like, man, that just sounds really good. In my case, I took, Norco and stuff. I go to the hospital and I can't have it. So, they have to prescribe me other things that, will help me with the pain, so I'm not going back to my Norco and stuff. But the first, couple months are hard, but the outcome of it is so much more worth it than living on a high every day.
Thank you for sharing, Katie. That is a great synopsis of what sobriety looks like. It is a rough road.
I think, just from, my friends, just don't do it around me anymore, and, that made it nice, but I feel like, at least for you, Leah, you, separating yourself from your friends that are doing it.
That makes sense.
Because, until now, your willingness to stop was, not there, and they obviously aren't gonna stop. So I think if you really, want to stop and want to work on your relationship, you're gonna have to, eliminate that negativity in your life.
That makes sense. Thank you.
Well, you guys, I think we made phenomenal progress today. We do have about 5 minutes left, and I've just really seen each one of you really open up and share, and I'm very proud of each and every one of you today. So how do you guys think group went today?
I think it went really well,
Okay.
as a recovering addict. I think, I feel like it's my job to help them in their struggles and in their growth and everything, and their recovery.
Thank you. What about you, Nicolette?
I think it went really good. I think more so for Leah, just because we really got to help her, but it's also I find that helping, at least today with helping Leah, it just is that reminder for me. I don't want to go back, not that there's anything wrong with where you're at, because we all started somewhere, but
Very true.
I don't want to go back, so it's just a good reminder. So helping her grow helps me grow.
That's awesome. Leah, how about you?
I think this was really helpful, and I appreciate you guys being patient with me, because I know it's hard for me to think about these things, because I don't know what to do without those things. So I think these next weeks are going to be really helpful, learning what else to do with my time. So I appreciate you guys being patient with me, because I know I'm not the easiest to deal with sometimes, but I think this has given me a lot to think about, and it's definitely making me take it all a lot more seriously.
And I agree with each and every one of you. I think that group went well today, and I do want to give a little bit of homework out before we end the session. And so this week, I would like you guys to make a list of things you enjoy when you are not under the influence, and see where that goes, because I think part of recovery is finding joy in things that don't involve drugs, and that can be hard sometimes. So we will meet next Friday at 7 o'clock in the same room, and I will see you all next week. Thank you again.